Alright, today is May 16th, 2022. It is a Monday, and today's day 97, and today I'm going to do a low poly version of this scale over here that I did yesterday. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click on N, turn on my shortcut. You probably don't have this if you don't have the add-on installed. So I'm going to click on the cube, edit mode. I'm going to actually before I do that, I'm going to scale it on the Z-axis so it becomes a little smaller like this. And then I'm going to go in edit mode, turn on my x-ray toggle, which is top right here, by clicking Alt-Z, or you can just click it on here. I'm going to go to edit. I think I have emulate numpad on. Whoops, what did I do? I have to go edit preferences, and then, okay, it's off. Okay, that's fine. So then I can click on 2 to do edge select, and then what I'll do is I'll edge select these by pressing on shift and selecting those. Do Control B to add a bevel, and you'll see that there's something going on here. But in order to make it more rounded, you want to scroll up on your mouse and do some like segments here. So something like that, and then you can kind of see how it looks like here. Maybe we can add a subdivision surface. Whoa, that's really ugly. Oh wow, nope, never mind. I think we're gonna stay like this. Maybe what I could do though, I could actually do Control B, maybe make it a little bit smoother. And I'm not sure if I also, you know what, I think that's fine. And then I'll go over here and I'll click on 3 for face select. I'll turn on Alt-Z, and what I'll do here is that I'll select this face, right, the one at the top, and I'll inset it a little bit by clicking I, and then I'll inset it like that, so it's kind of like that. And what I'll do now is I'll grab the face. Oh wow, actually I'll extrude the face up a little bit and clicking on Z, so it's on the Z axis. So it's gonna look something like this now. And then over here, I'll probably, maybe not that thick, maybe a little less thick. So I'll extrude it on the Z axis, kind of something like that. Okay, and then in here, I'll do, actually I can actually do face select. I don't think that would be good. If I do face select and do inset, it's gonna mess things up here, and I don't need that to happen. So I think instead of doing that, I'll just add a plane, and I'll rotate the plane on the Y 90 degrees, and I'll scale it down. I'm gonna turn off Alt-Z, and I'm just gonna bring it upwards by clicking GY. And I'm actually going to turn on snapping to face, so that when I move it on the x-axis, it just snaps to, you know, the mesh here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it on the Z to make it a little bit like that. I'm going to move it up by doing GC, turn off face snapping because it's already there, move it a little bit to the center, and then I think what I'll do is maybe I can add a thickness. So I'll do solidify modifier and change the offset to 1, so that clipping kind of goes off, so you can kind of see that happening. But I don't really want it to happen that way. I want it to be more like inside, where there's kind of like an indent. So maybe what I think I'll do is I'll do Shift D and I'll let it go, and I'll go into edit mode, and then I'll just extrude. Actually, let me do Alt-Z and I'll extrude this way, and then I'll call this box, and then what I'll do is I'll go to the box, turn off Alt-Z, and I'll just take, where's the box? I'll do this, I'll shift the box and then do this, and then do Control minus. Nope, should probably turn on preferences, emulate numpad, and then Control minus, so I think it worked that way. And now what I can do is I can maybe scale this down a little bit. Interesting, yeah, so now if I move this, you can see that there's a hole there. So what I'll do is, instead of scaling it down, I'll just kind of do, yeah, I'll scale it down like that, so it kind of, it looks kind of like it's embedded in there. Maybe not so much though. Maybe what I should have done is scale it on the Y and scale it a little bit on the z-axis. That looks weird. Is that how I want it? I'm not even sure. It's okay. I'll just have the box, if I go over here to material properties, I'll have it be like a black color. Let me save this before it crashes. So let me do Control S. Today is 5/16/2022. Save Blender file. Turn it to black, and the reason you're not going to see it turn to black is because we're not in material preview. Over here you can see it turn to black. If we just hide this, you're going to see, oh well, at least the outside of the cube. If I hide this, oops. Oh, you're actually not going to see it turn, oh, interesting. Oh, it's actually this that turns to black. Never mind. Let me do Control Z. Oops, what did I do? Don't tell me it. Okay, perfect. So if you turn this to black and then you hide this, not move it, hide it, then you'll see that the actual inside is black. So let me do that, and then what I'll do here is I'll give this like a light gray color, kind of like that. And then what was I gonna do? Should I do a bevel? Actually, let me do that later. So I'll do Shift A, and I'll do like where's the text? Okay, right here. And then I will rotate it. Oh no, did I rotate it? Did I do? Don't tell me I have front view wrong. Oh, I do. Ugh, whatever. I can just rotate this 90 on the X, and then also, oops, maybe on the Z, 90 degrees. Go into edit mode to change what it says. I'm going to do grams, go back, and then usually, so what I'll do is I will move it over here, and I'll move it on the X over here, and then move it on the Z over here, the Y on the X, shrink it down, move it up on the Z, and then I'll turn off snapping, move it on the Y, maybe shrink it a little bit, and then I'm going to go to Object Data Properties over here, and I'm going to go to Font, and I'm going to select a font that usually is in a scale, which is probably this G over here, so that looks more like it. And then I'm going to go to Geometry, and I'm going to give it a little bit of depth. Well, not like that, so 0.0, maybe 0.1 like that. So you can kind of see it, it's not popping out. I think if you were to extrude, it would do like kind of the same thing, kind of not, it's different, but whatever. Anyway, so that's good. And then usually the color of this is usually kind of like a brownish gray. So brownish is kind of like over here, and it's like, that's usually pink. So brown is kind of over here, but it's not that. It's kind of like a dark. And it's kind of also gray, honestly. It's kind of like like that. And it's also, it's kind of like, how would I say it? It's more like, kind of like faded or static, yeah. So anyway, for the cup, we're going to add a cylinder by doing Control A, mesh, and then cylinder. I'm going to go, I can turn on snapping to face. I'm going to do G, Z, so it snaps over here to the face over here. And then what I'm going to do, turn off snapping off. I'm going to scale it. Oops, no, I'm going to scale it on the Y, so it kind of has a shape that I want. And then the same, if you look at it from the top view, you see that it's kind of deformed. So to fix that, you're going to take this, and you're going to apply the same scale you did on the Y, you're going to do it on the X. So now it's rounded. And I'm just going to select everything real quick, and I'm going to do Control A and apply scale. So everything is fine. The only thing that will change is if you go to items, and you'll see that the scale is 111 for every object that you select. That's how it should be. like let's say I scale this upwards, you'll see that the scale changes, and then when you apply modifiers, if your scale is not applied, then it will treat it as if your scale wasn't applied. So it will treat it as if it was like this instead of whatever you scaled it to. So basically by applying the scale, you're making the sizing of the object permanent. Alright, so shade smooth, right? And then I'm gonna go into here, click on 3, whoops, never mind. Edit, preferences, emulate numpad. By the way, emulate numpad is for those who don't have a numpad on their keyboard. You know, those numpads that are in like the big keyboard. So I have that on, so I could use those shortcuts. And then I turn them off because some shortcuts I can't use with that on. So I'm going to face select and then inset a little bit like that. I'm gonna turn on toggle for X-ray, top right corner over here, or you can just do Alt-C. And then I'm going to just extrude downwards. And I'm not going to extrude all the way down because if you think about it, glass always has a little bit of space between its bottom and the actual container, which contains the liquid, because glass can break easily. So that's what it's going to look like there. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to materials, and I'm going to change it from a surface of printable BSDF to a glass BSDF. I'm going to turn the roughness all the way down. And then I'm going to do Shift A to create a backdrop. I'm going to scale it to 3, and then go into edit mode, click on 2, edge select the back edge over here so you can see that it's selected now. Extrude Z, maybe like 3. We can extrude it a little bit more, so G, Z, do that a little bit there. Scale it on the Y. And then what I'll do is I'll go to modifiers and add a bevel and add into the segments, and you can see it's very nice like that. And then I'm going to go to one of my favorite websites. I'm going to get a color to make the backdrop. So let me choose one. Any day now. Do I like this color? Do I not like this color? I already did a pink, but I've been doing too much pink. How about like this blue? Let's try that blue. So let me go to material properties, click on new, base color, go to hex, and just put that color in there. Oops, I just realized that it's, okay, let me turn on face and then do G on the Z. Why is it not doing it? When does it ever do what I tell it to? Okay, well I guess it's fine. Let me just turn this off and just move it G on the Y so that it's in the middle. And then on the X so that's also in the middle. Okay. And then what I think I'll do now, what happened to the, you're joking. Okay, should be there. Alright. Alright, and then I think that's good. So if we go over here and Control S, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some lights. So I'm gonna do a light and I'm gonna do a sun. And the sun, I'm trying to figure out where in the world is it. Let me just move it. Okay, it's over here. So what I'll do is I'll rotate it. And I'll move it over here on the X a little bit, and I'll rotate it kind of like that so it kind of hits the cup, but I can't really see it. So I want it to hit the cup. Maybe move a little bit over on the X, kind of over here, kind of like that. Maybe so, a little bit on the X so it hits kind of like that. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the sun and make it like, I don't know, 3. Maybe like 5, and then I'll probably do another, I'll do like Shift D, and then rotate, kind of like that, so it's, I don't know how to do lighting, bro, I'm just inventing things as I go, kind of like that, also, maybe so. And then over here, this is not showing up because I don't have it as cycles yet. So when that happens, we'll see real quick. And if I just were to go through here and show up. But I'm going to go to light paths. I'm going to go to direct lighting and do 4, and indirect lighting I'm going to do 1. And then over here, it's interesting that it's not showing up that nice. If I do, oh, it's because I have it, whoops, it's because I have it shade smooth. So I'm going to right click and do shade flat, and it should be nice. There we go. Oh, because low poly is usually shade flat. Well, kind of, I don't even know. I mean, I do know, but like, I'm not sure about it. Anyway, so I'm going to do Control S before everything crashes. I'm going to do Shift A, and now I'm going to do a simulation to get that water in there. So in order to do a simulation, I'm going to do a cube. I'm going to scale it down. I'm actually going to go to solid view now so we could actually see what we're doing without this thing going crazy. Did my thing just freeze? Are you kidding? Yeah, this thing froze. That's great. Okay. Hello. Okay. So G on the Z axis. Oop, let me turn snapping off. G on the Z axis. Where did it go? Oh. Alright. G on the Z axis. So the domain is basically where all the fluid simulation is going to be, so the water is not going to come out of that space. So if you want some splashing, then you want to make sure that the domain is big enough to cover the area that you want to splash. So I'm going to go and just turn on snapping real quick and do G on the Z axis so that it goes all the way to the floor. Alright. And then I'm going to go to physics properties, which is this little icon over here. And I'm going to go in fluid, and I'm going to set the type equal to domain. And for now, we're going to do domain type liquid, and then we're just going to leave it as that for now. And then for the actual cup, I'm going to go to fluid. I'm going to do type effector because it's what's being affected. And I'm going to do is planar. I'm going to give it a surface thickness of 0.5. And then I'm going to do Shift A, and I'm going to add UV sphere. I'm going to scale this down, and this is what's going to be our liquid. So I'm going to go physics properties, fluid, type, flow. That's what's going to be our flow type. We're going to do liquid, and we're going to do geometry. So basically the entire geometry, the entire UV sphere is what's going to turn into our liquid. So it's going to basically dissolve into our liquid per se. So we're going to go to over here, this domain. We're going to leave it 32 for now and see how that works. Whoops, I didn't even click on anything. Okay, we're going to scroll down, select mesh, and then we're going to do type over here in cache. Or is it cache? Cache? Is that how you say it? And just change it to replay and click on is resumable. I'm going to do Control S before everything crashes and then let it play and see if it actually works. Okay. It's working. Maybe we want to make this a little bit bigger, maybe. So I'll scale this on the Z axis and just move it a little bit like that. So I'm going to go back to 0 over here instead of scrolling all the way back up, and then actually make sure that I'll do shade smooth so the liquid is smooth, can't even talk. And then I'll go back to the domain. So if you want to replay, sometimes there's a bug and it won't let you replay, so you have to go back to the type, switch to modular, and then go back to replay, make sure is resumable is on, and then play again. And that should give us more liquid there. And then we could also go to material properties and give it a new material, and we'll give it so it looks like water, because I'll show you that currently it does not look like water. So let me pause that real quick. If we go back to material properties, you're going to see that it doesn't look like water. We can hide this real quick. It doesn't look like water. It looks like a big blob of milk. That's so disgusting. So in order to make it look like water, we can go to new, and we can give it the same glass BSDF surface to make it like clear. So turn that off so you can kind of see now. Oops, not make it all the way, but maybe something like that. Shade smooth, right? So now you can see it looks a little bit more like water. And in order to get it a little bit more flowy, now that we know it works, I'm going to go back to the domain, which is this little cube right here. And I'm going to go to physics properties and turn the resolution division, which is over here under the domain type, and I'm going to turn it to 64. And it's going to make it take a little longer to load, but it's fine. It's not going to kill you. So I'm going to go back to 0. I'm going to do Control S because I don't want it to crash and then lose all my work. So physics properties, where am I? So I'm going to select the domain. I'm going to go back down, as I always say, go switch to modular, then go to replay, and then click again. I'm actually going to look over here so that it doesn't take 2 hours, and then I'm just going to see if it works. So as I said, it takes a little bit longer because we set the resolution division, basically the quality of it, to be a little larger, so it takes a little longer to kind of load. Interesting. So now notice that because we increased the quality, it's less stuck together. So the geometry of it, it kind of expanded more, which is very interesting. So if that's the case, I don't want geometry kind of spilling over. So what I'll do is I'll stop this right here. I'll click on exit, on escape on the button, escape, and then let me see what it ended up looking like. Yeah, I don't want it to splash. So what I'll do is, why is it rainbow colored? What? Whatever. I'm gonna call this water real quick just so we can see what we're doing. This is the scale. And this is the reading for the thing. I don't even know what that is. This is the top. Yeah, anyway. Where were we? I forgot. What am I doing again? What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna make the sphere a little slower. So, if you notice, I just unhit it here. You could do Alt H. I think that works as well. If I select on the sphere and do H, if I do Alt H, it unhides it. So I'm just gonna shrink this a little bit, right? Oh, and you know what I should do? I should Control A, apply scale on everything, and then I'll go back to material properties, go to the domain, go all the way down, go to modular, replay, go back to 0, and then see if it works nicely this time. Why does it keep going up? Oh my god. Okay, good. It's going down now. Okay. That's good. That was a little scary there. I thought it was like gonna splash again. Okay, so we're gonna wait until it settles itself. Let's look at the wireframe view. If it loads. No, it stopped. See, you can't click on anything or it stops. It's so irritating. Oh, it hasn't stopped. Okay, good. I was scared that it was gonna stop. Okay, while this is going on, I'm gonna go put my phone to charge. think it's done, isn't it? I can't see. I'm so blind. What is that? Is that what? Oh, good. Alright, I'm gonna leave it down. I'm gonna exit. Okay, so I'm gonna go where it was, so it's like 50, keyframe 50, and then I'm gonna go and hide the sphere, and then I'm also gonna make sure that I hide it in the render so that it doesn't show up in the render. Duh. I'm gonna do Control S to save everything, but crashes and falls apart. And then we can finally see, look at that, isn't it sweet? You can see the liquid inside the cup, and I think that's really nice. I could make it look more like a beaker, but I tried that once, didn't I? I did, yeah. How does a beaker look like? I forgot. It's like thick top. Maybe I could make it thick in the top. What if I do like material? Can do Alt C, turn this off, and then we'll do like tab, do Control R. Oops, before doing that, I'll do Alt C, then Control R. Oops, Control R. Something over here. Something like that. Do front view, no, right view. And then I'll just, nope, Control R again. And then maybe at this point, I'll scale it. Nope, that's not what I meant. And then maybe I'll do like front view, but I don't think all beakers are like that. Or front view, right view, not front view. And then is there any way, if I apply a subdivision surface to that? Yeah, no, I don't want that. I would want though, if I could just make this its own thing by material. Actually, not by material. I'll make it P by selection, so it's its own thing. And then I could just add a subdivision surface to make it smoother. Then it looks ugly. Yeah, it looks so bad. That's not what I wanted. Is it actually, it's kind of giving, honestly. Let me do right view, so the button under escape. Click on right, click on this thing over here. On the line. Make it bigger. I think this is really nice. I think this is what I'm gonna leave with. So Control F. And then I will render the image. Whoa, no, before that I forgot. Whoops. Let me get out of there. I need to set the camera view. So I'll go to Edit, Preferences, turn on a numpad, because if you have a numpad that you don't have to do that. So for this one is Control Alt numpad 0. Numpad 0. And it's kind of not moving. So I'm gonna go here and make the Y a little bigger and the X a little bigger. I want it to be. People use 1080. It was already 1080. People use 1024. If I move, why is it like that? I mean, I think that's fine, I guess. That's fine. Render that. I think that we started another render. Didn't. Wait, that was actually really pretty. Whatever. Render image. Actually, you know what? I'll render that, and then maybe I'll do another view then. So I'm gonna get out of here and do like a. I'm going to click. Go to edit mode. Do 2 views. Thing is on. Shoot on a Z. Like 3. Oh, you're joking. Nope. 5. 4.5. 4.8. Let me just bring it down. I'll do snapping vertex. Turn off. Yo, like, are you kidding right now? G on the Z right there. Okay, so now it's nice and pretty. And the material should be the same color. And then if I could just kind of go here. Oh wait, there's not. Is there a bevel here? Yeah, there is. Okay, good. So I'll go kind of like. Maybe I can scale this on the X, and then just move it also on the X. So I'll have it kind of like this. Okay, do Control S. Look at it this way. Probably do something like that. And then also do Control Alt 0. And I'll wait to render out and after this one is rendered. But this one's really nice. And you can see the liquid right here too. I'm really proud of that. It's really cute. Mommy eating kisses. Hershey kisses. I love nerds and Hershey kisses. Oh, delicious. Like nerds, you know, like the nerd candies, but I think they're really good. I don't know why they don't like them. It kind of makes me sad. Like, are you serious? How can you not like them? And pop rock candy, so good. Anyway, I'll pause this video once it renders. Okay, bye. Alright, so I think it turns out that you can't render and change what you have on the screen at the same time because then it's not going to work. So I guess I'm going to have to close this or whatever. Can I do another? Okay, so let me render this one instead, I guess. See how that works? This is our beautiful render. There's a little bit of noise, but I'm not a render queen, okay? I'm just a beginner, people. I don't know everything. I honestly kid you not, I have no idea how to turn off the noise. I just searched up something up one time and I was like, okay. Lighting and then like direct and indirect, that's all I learned. So I'm gonna call this R1, save image, and then close that, and now I'm gonna go back to my front view, and then I'm gonna do Control Alt 0, and I'm gonna render that one. I love this. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, while that does that, I'm gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna do my thing. So I'm gonna change cover. Hopefully it's not too big of a file that it doesn't let me upload it. I hate when that happens. It makes me so sad because it's like it loses quality. Oh, thank God. It's taking it in. Okay, upload image. Choose an image. And then I also have to do the same over here. Let me delete this video thing. Materials. Material girl. Tutorials. What's going on? Okay, filter. I'm telling you, bro. My computer has been so slow. It's insane. Day 97. Ugh, what a mess. When did I ever select it? Ugh. This is so frustrating. Okay, materials, filter, day. Oh my God, I need day now. Ugh, get it? Day now because day. Ha ha ha. Oh my God, why is this taking so long? It's because I'm rendering, isn't it?